Oh God, what I do? I don't want to do that. What I do? Oh God.
Oh no!
Oh Lord.
Oh no!
Go ahead and close this. Oh no! Don't save. Hold on. We'll go live here. We'll finish recording here in a moment. Something happened on the recording end. The podcast side. We'll deal with this momentarily. Do a little song and dance, Dick.
Right now.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. Hello, my rectum gal.
Here's what I'm dealing with. I can actually share it.
Look at that scene right now.
Not responding.
You can't get response. No one will launch. The podcast is not happening.
Literally says not responding. The application is about to quit.
What the hell?
Quit then.
I dare you to quit.
Close on Windows. Close program. Come on.
Wow.
Tell us about your experience. I don't give a fuck about that.
Loved it.
There we go.
You made my life so complete and secure.
Later.
So look at this.
All right, new multi-track session. Yes. Hello. Nope.
Oh my!
Not on the right audio. Look at what?
And this thing can happen on Halloween.
It's Christmas though.
Yeah, I know. That just stuck in my head from Halloween.
Test. We're recording.
Yeah.
Gonna play the long intro here because we're doing this in a while, for the first time in a while.
This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of the weekly podcast sanctioned by the government of Wonderland. Swear words of Class 4 and lower have been authorized for use during the podcast. All other swear words are restricted. Wonderland officials of ranking 10 have been granted immunity from the podcast and shall not be harmed. Commencing at the siren, any and all crime, including murder, will be legal for 1 continuous hour. Police, fire, and emergency medical services will be unavailable until the podcast concludes. Blessed be our Wonderland leaders in America, a nation reborn. LIW Anthology series review is now in effect.
Hello, citizens. Welcome to the LIW Anthology series review, episode 120. I can't believe that, Dick.
Wow.
Inside number 9's 301, the Devil of Christmas. This is our Christmas episode. We finally have done it.
We did.
People Cup. Oh, I'm Phoenix West.
Dick.
Hi, Dick. This episode has been requested by everyone who has commented of what we should watch, so I didn't even put a name to it like I normally do, because all of them.
Rightfully so.
I would argue, is it rightfully so?
Because it is a combination of 3 of your favorite episodes.
It is.
It's kind of an amalgamation of all the ones that you liked. You take pieces from each one.
And this is where I think we're going to focus most of our debate, or most of our showtime here today, because where do we rate this one? Because personally, I really dug it. I wish they would have gone further with one of the things. Of course, before we get into specifics, watch the episode before you listen to this, or watch this like every time. Now we can get into spoilers. I wish they would have went more into the DVD commentary part.
Yes. Well, it wasn't a DVD commentary. It was an interview.
That's the gag.
Right, because that's why it's that raw footage you're seeing.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes footage, because it's not cut together, because it never was.
It's the only part that makes sense of the behind the scenes parts.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you're like, why are we watching this?
Right.
It is my perfect mix of meta commentary, which is Rick and Morty, and a lot of American Dad humor is also the meta stuff. And a lot of, there's a game called the Stanley Paradox, where it's a video game. I know you're not like a gamer guy, but it's a great little game. Quick little game, and you're a character. You don't know why you're in an office, and you're like, Stanley was stuck in the office, and he opened the door to the right, and you're like, but the narrator is talking, and you're like, do I open the door to the right, or there's one over to the left, and it's kind of like, and he's like, Stanley's an idiot, and open the door on the left. Like you get choices to follow the narrator or not, and that's what it reminds me of, where it's kind of like this meta commentary of what you're watching. And that part of it, I really enjoyed it. I just wish they followed through more with that for my personal tastes, but they did enough.
Yeah, it was sort of this weird meta construct around a 1970s made for TV Christmas horror special, but it ends up being something much worse at the end. But I'm just like, but there's a couple of things. This one has the most plot holes in any episode, I think, because there's a little bit too much of, well, what the fuck? You mean tell me the entire crew was in on this? Because everybody was in the room shooting it. Like it is, I mean, everybody is responsible for this snuff film.
Well,
spoiler alert.
Let's get into that because we had a number of theories throughout watching it. I immediately was suspicious of the mom and was waiting for the grandma character to just start. She was doing the shady shit with Krampus and putting the sticks in there and fucking with the kid just to get the mom alone so she could kill her and, you know, make it seem like the wife was jealous of the ex-wife who the mom killed, something like that. I don't know. But I guess the whole point is it doesn't really matter what happened in the actual story of the video of the movie that you're watching, because that is completely irrelevant by the time you get to the point of the actual twist, which is to me where the episode jumps up like 2 stars.
Yeah, I love the part where it all leads up to him having the heart attack because they scare him with Krampus, and he's like, oh, and then he dies, and also goes, "Oh, I gotta go. Good night, everybody." And he's got a voiceover. He's got a voiceover gig after this shoot. So he has to go make real money. So he wants to get the fuck out of there as soon as he can, which is hilarious. But again, was he in on it? Did he not know if he would have stayed there longer? Would he know? Was he in on what was going to happen to this actress?
It makes you think he did know and wanted no part of it.
And just
that's
wanted
the
to
reality
leave.
of what was happening there.
Right.
But it also filled in those questions I was asking myself throughout it. I didn't say out loud, but I was like, why does this guy running the commentary not know like simple film terms?
Right. Well, that's
he would bring it up, and then he'd be like, "What do you mean by that?" And I was like, "What do you mean? What do you mean by that?" But I was like, "Oh, I just dismissed it at the time as like he's explaining to the average viewing audience what that term means." But in reality, it's because he's not involved with the film production.
Yeah,
he's apparently investing in like a 40-year-old crime.
The
ending made this episode for me.
It did. Well, that's the thing. The
so
ending
dark
is what did it, because it ends up being they chain her to this bed and put plastic on her, and she goes, "Oh, what's this? A rewrite?" And he goes, "Oh, here's where you see I
didn't get the pages.
The honesty in the actor's eyes works really well when they know they're going to die."
There's no acting here.
Yeah, it was pretty good. And that was fun because, again, you're always looking for the twist on the twist with these Inside Number 9 episodes. It's always the twist within the twist. Every time.
And it turns out the devil of Christmas, losing my voice, is the guy doing the commentary.
Yes.
That's the devil of Christmas.
Yeah. It's based on Krampus, the Austrian folklore of like, oh, I could have beat you and put you in a sack and take you to hell or take you to Spain or whatever it is.
Yeah, we'll talk about Krampus here and Hollywood is Dead in a moment.
Oh, that's right. You put in your top 5. That is a good one. I forgot about
no
Krampus.
comment.
That's a good one. I went more comedy on mine. Mine are going to be more comedies.
Yeah, my list is going to be a little different, but
yeah, what's good? I like that better.
All right, I think we'll have very different lists. I'll say
good. I hope so.
But anyway, I really did enjoy the way it was shot, and especially because when at first we're like watching and we're like trying to figure out like where this is going to go. Reese Shearsmith has like an Austrian accent. He's got the 70s band hair, and he's got a mustache, and
Reese worked out for this role.
He did.
He was
all
cut.
full.
He was pretty bulky. He was lifting weights for this one.
He's definitely doing like
he's
back presses.
He's got core. He was doing core muscle exercises. Being shape.
I literally paused it during the commentary, and when he showed his back, I'm like, his back is like unusually built.
It works out. He lifts some weights
because he looks like when he's in his shirt, he looks like a little boy.
Yeah, I got tired of people calling me little boy. I went to the gym 5 hours a day now.
I did sit down because I have COVID this last week, and I watched I'd say half of the episodes we've already watched of this show.
Right.
So I got to rewatch, and I've only ever watched them once. I've never sat down and rewatched them.
Right.
I finally did rewatch A Quiet Night In, and I showed it to my wife, like I've been talking about forever. She did chuckle a number of times, and she didn't say she loved it at the end, but that's a good sign that she didn't say anything. She was just laughing, and then it was over, and went to bed, that sort of thing. And I was like, good sign.
That works.
She liked it. She dug it. She's like, she walked in when I was watching Riddle of the Sphinx. So she saw the second half of that.
Yeah, that one's a little dark. And
when he starts eating in, it ends up being his daughter. And she's probably just like, what the fuck are you watching? And I was like, don't even pay attention.
Yeah, don't pay attention to this episode.
I appreciated some episodes more, and we'll get to that with our ratings here. I kind of want to move some stuff around.
Yeah, I think we have to
more than once.
Yeah,
because I appreciate Stakeout more.
Really? Oh, interesting.
I appreciate Seance Time less.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
That episode is. I watched it again. I'm like, I got nothing out of it again. I
always felt like that was the weakest one.
Yeah, I just got nothing out of it.
Yeah, it's basically one above the pops. I would say.
I rewatched The Trial of Elizabeth Gadge. I really did enjoy that one.
That one's
David Warner steals that episode.
Yeah, he does. He's good. He's good in that.
I rewatched Deadline, and I'm like right in the middle. Like that's exactly where I stood before. I still loved it. I rewatched The Harrowing, the first episode we did.
Yeah,
I did lower that one a bit. I rewatched. Let's see, what else did I rewatch? Quiet Night In, like I said. Is that it?
I think so.
I guess that's. Oh, Simon Says I rewatched. That one I liked a little bit more, knowing what's going on. That's a script heavy one. That's where the writer, like the Game of Thrones type episode.
Oh right, yeah.
They fake the death.
Yes. Yeah, that was a good one. I enjoyed that one. Yeah.
Yeah, that one I enjoyed a little bit more the second time.
Did you get the pot?
And I rewatched The Referee as a Wanker or Wiener or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
That one I enjoyed a little bit less, only because I know where it ends.
Right.
There's no like grand twist. It's just like, he's a City fan. Okay, right. I knew that.
They're super hooligans, soccer hooligans.
But it was more like watching the acting. I'm like, God damn, he's good. Like everyone's so good in that episode.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch The Bill again, one of my favorites.
Yeah, The Bill's a good one.
Yeah.
That one still is probably the top 3, I would say, right?
Bill is number 3, yes.
Yeah, it's still one of the best ones they did.
But what else do we want to say about this episode, considering it's been so highly regarded and highly touted to us in our watch list?
Put up that list. Let's see the watch list. Let's see the list now.
What list?
Let's see
the ratings?
The list of episodes. Yeah, the ratings that we have. I'm kind of curious to see what's on there.
All right, I shifted some things around while we were watching this. Let me see if I can get. There we go. I'm okay. Bernie Clifton's still better than Quiet Night In, than The Bill. I don't think those 3 are going to move.
I would say, yeah, you're probably right.
To Have in the Hold, I have here.
Which one was To Have and to Hold?
To Have and to Hold is this one right here.
And to Hold.
With a writer. Just a well-done script. Similar to The Bill, but more serious. But also had some really funny jokes. And where he's like, they're married and they're like at the end of the relationship.
And it's the one with the nurse.
Yes.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. No, that was a good one.
Just a solid one. He's got the girl in the basement.
That's right. Shit. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, that was a great one.
Good one. Yeah.
But I have that there. and then I have a space here where I was thinking of putting this one, The Devil of Christmas. And then we have Once Removed.
Well, I think 12 Days of
is-
Christine is better.
Which is this one with the old man in the bathtub.
That was pretty good. That's a decent
But I like
one.
this one more.
I like this one more too. I would say this
Yeah.
one's better. Yeah.
And then we
So
got
I'd say
12
put
Days of
that up.
Christine, which
I
is
think that's better. I think 12 Days of Christine is better
Yes.
than this one.
I agree. Oh, of
Yeah.
this one? Okay. So let's do this.
No. That's actually, you're pretty right on there. Yeah, go for that.
Because I do think Once Removed is better than Deadline.
Yeah.
Even though I personally like Deadline more, but I would say it fits right here. I will say Trial of Elizabeth Gadge, the second time around, I was like, I really appreciate this episode more.
Yeah, I would put that
It's
above.
the lines that they say are so fucking funny in that one.
I would put it below 12 Days of Christine. Trial of the Sketch. I would. I'd say that's probably it. Or
you put it above this one though? I wouldn't.
Once Removed. I don't know.
Personally, I would go like this. I could see this working. Elizabeth Gadge, then this, then Deadline, then Once Removed.
Yeah, I could see that.
Because I rewatched Deadline. I'm like, this. I love the joke on the audience episode.
Yes,
I love that part.
Yeah,
and they keep retrying. And they even show A Quiet Night In for a little bit, if you remember it. But they put a ghost in the background. Do you remember that? I was like, fuck, I forgot about this stuff. It's like that episode holds up. It's like a better version of the Seance Time.
Right.
Episode. The Seance Time just failed at being Deadline, if you ask me. So they had a chance to redo it and just did better.
Right, yeah. There's a few funny parts in the Seance one, but it just kind of got convoluted, and the storyline of it being like, oh, the girl came back for revenge because it was an accident or whatever. But I was just like, it was a long way to go.
Didn't work.
Yeah. At least with this one, the Krampus one, the Christmas Devil, it's straight. It's basically pretty much. It's not pulling any punches, and it's not making it a great
ending.
The ending is
so dark.
What it is.
It turns into like a snuff film out of nowhere for no reason.
Oh my god! This is whoa! Wow, that's kind of dirty.
And it doesn't. It feels earned because you're watching it go from scene to scene. And you're like, oh
yeah.
It reminded me of like it's Gary Shandling show. You're watching one scene turn into the other. Right. All right, here we go. And then a fucking snuff film comes. The second they brought out that tarp, I'm like, oh god, no.
And then the machine came in. Machine.
Exactly.
Kill them all. Kill them all, machine.
What did you expect?
I'm so hard right now.
Personally, I would put this episode above Trial of Elizabeth Gadge.
You would?
I would.
Okay.
What do you think?
I don't know.
I'm fine either way because David Warner is amazing in that episode.
Well, I think the issue with the Devil of Christmas is the script is okay. The dialogue is way better in the trial of Elizabeth Gage, and also the twist ending at the end is we saw it coming. This one we didn't see coming, so it kind of goes even on that case.
Yeah,
where it's like this ending. I think if we were going by best endings, like very ending, I would say this one's top 3.
I'd say
the
this
ending
is
comes
number
out
2.
of nowhere. Yeah, almost as good as like the
Bernie Clifton.
Burning in the dressing room was just, but then again, so was 12 Days of Christine. That ending was pretty much the best part of the show because then you realize what it all came to.
We realized kind of what was happening in that one,
right? Yeah,
Burning Clifton.
Yeah,
but personally, if I'm fine with this. Let's just leave it here. I did move the stakeout up. I kind of want to move it up above some of these, but I really do enjoy Cold Comfort and like Real the Sphinx. Rewatching this one, the writing is solid in this one.
Right.
And he makes him eat his daughter's ass.
Yeah.
It's just a funny sentence to say out loud.
Yeah.
The harrowing I dropped down some. Rewatching it, it's kind of a blank episode.
Yeah, there's not much to that one.
Yeah. Seance Time I dropped down. I think the bottom 3 are gonna stay like this for a while.
Which one was Thinking Out Loud again?
Thinking Out Loud is that COVID episode with the murderer.
And right, yeah. That wasn't a bad one, but yeah, again, it was.
No, it was very
fine.
COVID.
It was fine.
We
Private
reviewed
View?
it. It's not.
What was
What?
Private
Private
View?
View was the mother whose son. It was the art exhibit episode. It was like a
Oh,
slasher.
yeah, that was the most.
It was weak.
That was the most Netflix straight to
It
video
was.
movie version of a
It was
story they
very
could do.
generic.
Yeah,
There was. I'm gonna rewatch it because I'm gonna rewatch all of them just because I want these ratings to be more correct.
right.
I think this is a good. This is good here though. We did 21 of these episodes, and I feel like Devil of Christmas is number 7. That's good.
That's fine. That's fair.
I feel like people have it way higher though.
Well, I think it's because of that ending. The ending always.
My God, that
The ending always kind of trouts what you always. If it's an ending like that, you're always gonna say, "Oh, that's why I love it so much." The ending so dark, but leading up to it, it's not as good as the other episodes because the other episodes are more figured out and they're funnier. The dialogue's better.
dialogue.
This one was more or less a spoof on old 70s made for TV horror movies, like flash in the pan shitty movies you had to direct for money,
Which
and
is why it's right up my alley.
right. It's fun.
A specific reference that makes fun of itself and that meta quality in such a weird subgenre.
It's very meta.
Right up my alley.
Yeah. Then you have
So I was very
snuff
excited.
film at the end.
But you are right. The dialogue does not have that Inside Number 9 snappiness.
No, it doesn't.
It's more of a well-written script than it is a clever, snappy Inside Number 9 script where every line of dialogue is something. Might not be like progressing the plot, but it is funny or referencing something.
Right, yeah.
The introduction of the commentary was interesting.
Well, that was what kind of throws you off because you're thinking,
yeah,
well, what is this a commentary? Because the guy's asking questions, but then they're using the footage, the rough footage from the actual show. It's not edited together, so he's showing behind the scenes coverage of it. So it's like, it's sort of like, well, that's interesting, and they're showing alternate takes. So it's like, well, that's what is this now? It's not a completed film. This is something like that was never finished, right? And what is this? And then it turns into what it turns into, and you're like, oh shit.
But I will say the ending of something does not distract from the rest of the project. Like a really good ending shouldn't be ridiculed for just being a really good ending. You know what I mean? Like it could be a really, like, I love this episode, and then it got to the ending and it elevated it. It wasn't like I was bored and then I was like, oh shit.
Right, yeah.
I mean, I was interested in what was going on. I liked what they were doing, the meta commentary stuff, the literal meta commentary.
Yeah, literally, yeah.
And then it went to the darkest place I could have imagined. And
I mean, that's the thing. That's why it's so shocking. I think you're like, holy shit, that's what they were going for. Okay.
Would not have guessed that.
No, that's the thing. That's why I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Like, oh wow, that's fucking dark.
And it makes it seem even darker for that director who's like, oh, I threw in the fact that she's pregnant because I think that makes the ending fit better.
Right, yeah.
And you realize that's the ending he's referring to?
Yeah.
That they kill the girl on camera?
Yeah.
And they care so much about bloodying a bed for some reason, and they put tarp below her. Oh, man. It was good. I loved it.
It was good. It's a fun one.
I'm going to give it a 9.
I'm going to give it an 8. I'm not going to go that far, but I did like it a lot. I'm going to give it an 8.
To Have and to Hold, I also gave a 9 too. And I gave... Yeah, that seems about right. It has a 7.6 on IMDb. This is the first time I'm looking at this. Like, a director talks about his old horror film. See, I'm glad we didn't read that because I had no idea.
Yeah.
In Austria, Krampus, December 1977, the Demon Shires arrive at the Alpine Chalet for the holiday. The caretaker Klaus tells them about a local legend, Krampus, and the Devil of Christmas. Filmed using equipment from the 70s. Hold on, I love the fact that when he rewinds, it talks about the continuity error with the photo of Krampus. Suddenly you start seeing all the stuff that you didn't see in the footage you've already watched, like all the camera shadow, like flat out camera on screen and all the boom mics. Filmed using equipment from the 70s, evident from the light trails to the candlelight from the camera panning across and resolution.
Yep.
Yeah. Looks great. It looks authentic. Had no I believe when they do stuff like this. I believe that's what they want to do, and
Right.
their hearts are in it, and they're, God damn it, look like a 70s special. That one point where they cut to the music and it zooms in on the Devil of Krampus's face, and it goes a commercial. Perfect. Anything else to say about this?
Not really. I think we said it all. It's worth watching. Again, another
Short and sweet.
stellar episode. I love it's every time we watch an episode, it's a wonderful visit to the BBC.
It is, and I love the fact that I rewatched Deadline last night, and they're talking about he's like, "What's on BBC One?" and they're BBC Two. That's the camera behind them, and they're like, he's like, BBC Four, and then Steve goes, "What's on BBC Three?" He's like, Reese goes, "There is no BBC Three." It's like, why? He's like, "There's no, you know that you're on BBC." I don't know that. I don't watch TV. It's like they argue, and we looked it up during that review, and then there's no BBC Three for some fucking reason.
BBC One, BBC Two, BBC Four.
So weird. Just
BBC
4 to 3. Call it good.
Well, BBC 4 is, I think, like the lowbrow shit. It's like the retard. It's like the common masses stuff that they want nothing to do
Flowtard.
with. Flowtard stuff.
Flowtard advertises there.
Flowtard.
All right.
Would you like to buy a house, Flowtard?
Let's get out of here.
Good night, Krampus.
Watch this episode. It's amazing. That dark. Oh my god, I love that ending.
As always, yeah, they always surprise you and make you happy. I leave the episode with a smile on my face.
With the horrible ending of brutal murder.
I would show it, but they shut it down every time. I'm giving it a 9. Dick gives it an 8.
It's an
8.5 overall.
That's a very good thing.
Indeed. Until next time, the meantime, I'm finished, West.
Dick Krampus.
So long, citizens.
Crap.
Really?
Moss. Crap Moss.
Test.
That's when you know he's coming.
Can you change the background?
He's
and
put you in a bag and take you to Spain.
I'm going to go to the bathroom before we do.
Fact or fiction, right?
Yes. And I'll be right back.
I'll be right back. Well, there you go.
Advice would you give to someone? Chalk it up! Advice would you give to someone? To have a long life like you.
Did you have your dump?
Just had to pee.
Oh, pee. Oh.
All right. I'm gearing up here.
Beyond belief.
You know what? Go ahead.
Oh, start the episode. Hold on.
Start talking.
Oh, sorry. We haven't ended. All right, here we are. Episode 121. Beyond Belief Factor Fiction 101. The first episode of the season we got to watch. The first series, the first show ever, the opening episode of the show with James Brolin as host.
All right, you're going to want to go ahead and watch the screen here as we show the clip. No,
I
typical
want
YouTube
you
guy.
to smash the like button and get to subscribe so YouTube shows us on the logarithm and rock and roll.
Welcome to
Josh
the DJ and the
Brolin,
Chip. It's always got to be some
right.
initials and then an animal or fart nozzle
We're
and a
going
bear.
live from the studio. Make sure the traffic jam and don't eat 2 bran muffins in the traffic jam going across this bay. Whoa!
We're 121 episodes deep. I don't give a fuck if you listen to us or not. It doesn't fucking matter.
We're so deep.
Let's talk about Beyond Belief Factor Fiction episode 101. I'm excited. I am horribly in the lead of you. You are up at this point, before we even start, 35 to 29. We have 5 new fresh episodes.
I must say these are the best acted episode because we have real actors in these segments tonight. They didn't get cheap.
I feel like we could look into
the Canadian actors yet.
Yes, and that's what I was going to say. Is I feel like I don't want to research it all. I feel like they started off by like, let's do a couple episodes in the can and see if we get picked up. Shoot them in LA, a little local stuff, and then they're like, "Oh, we got picked up, Toronto or Vancouver, cover us."
You have to cut 45% of the budget out.
Shitty. Yeah, get Frakes in here.
James Brolin, get Brolin's out. It costs too much. We got to cut that. We can cut that out.
Is so hungry.
Who
we
can't
get
feed it? We got to get a guy that's 45% Brolin. Who do we got? Frakes.
Sir, Star Trek: The Next Generation just went off the air. Frakes is available.
He's actually shooting the movie right now next door. So he's going to come
He just
between directing duties.
He's ready. He said, "Oh, if we call him Sir Zephyrin Cochran." Fine, get him in here.
Call me number 1. I'm number 1, God damn it.
Yeah, I get that, Jonathan, but you're number 3 in the call sheet.
No, number 1, God damn it.
Craft Services is actually number 1. And then it's
number
the guy who picks up my Danishes, and then you're number 3.
Number 1 is Pussy Bumpin' Sarah's wife. She's the star of this episode tonight. A real actress, and it's real. The black character actor in the second segment was a real actor too. He's been in a bunch of stuff.
I just don't know his name.
Either way, the acting was actually fairly decent. We make fun.
This was.
I would say this is our 12th time talking about this show.
Wow, that's it?
Yes.
Wow.
And every time it's a treat, but this is the first time where we didn't pause and make fun of an actor. Like legitimately. I did, but I didn't.
Yeah.
I wasn't like, haha. Like sometimes you're just like, oh, sweetie. Like,
well, this episode we paused and laughed because a bullet ricocheted off a chainsaw.
But only because we called it.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, exactly.
What
all
a
right,
wonderful
first
episode.
story is The Apparition. Let me rewind. Okay, this is the one that has Pussy's wife in it.
Yep.
They move into a house. She keeps seeing. No, they don't move into the house, do they? They've been living there a while. Either way, she keeps seeing a
mirror in the hallway.
Story mirror.
Yeah,
of a girl who's covered in water, and she's like, and there's stuff around her neck. It's very. I kept making reference to the Michelle Pfeiffer Harrison Ford movie.
What Lies Beneath?
What Lies Beneath? It was the same fucking storyline.
Yeah.
Only in that movie, Harrison Ford is the killer, and it's very predictable. In this one, it's a random guy, and it's very predictable.
I'm gonna kill you, bitch.
Which a guy breaks into the house, tries to strangle her, and then he sees the ghost in the mirror after she tried to cover it up with a bath sheet or a bath towel, and he pulls it off, and he falls down the stairs and doesn't die because Brolin comes back and he's like, He ran off and they caught him, and he said he saw a ghost or some shit. Why didn't he
That's
just
the problem
die?
with some of these segments is we have to have an epilogue that takes about 5 minutes to get through. So you said it was what was your? I forgot what we said.
I said
thing you
you
wrote
said
them down.
fiction.
Yes.
You said fiction. I said fact.
Okay, this is gonna be exciting.
If you allow me a second here, I have to sync this up because I had to rewind to remember what the apparition was about. So 40:05. Oh, here we go. This is the segment I keep sharing, and YouTube videos keep getting pulled. But here we go. Here's what Brolin has to say about the apparition.
Take away, Jimmy.
Shall this be your 36th point or my 30th point?
I don't know. I could go either way on this one.
Let's look back on tonight's stories and see how good we are at separating fact from fiction. Remember, some stories are inspired by actual events and others are completely fictitious. Have we been able to fool you tonight? Let's find out.
I don't know.
Our first story was about the woman who was haunted by the...
Do you feel like they set up what the premise of the show is enough?
No.
I don't. I feel like he needed a speech there to go, we're going to show you 5 stories at the very end. That's when you decide if they're fact or fiction. We're not going to say anything until then. I feel like he didn't really say that.
Well, they didn't present it as a game show. They just presented it as, this is what we got. Stay around, find out. If not,
I know, but I feel like if this is my first time watching this, I'd be like, where's the end? Like, okay, that was it?
Right. Yeah.
And then this part would appear and you go, oh, you're supposed to guess. Like, I don't know. I just felt like Jonathan Frakes episode.
They had to make it more fun.
Yeah, they need to rewrite the opening.
Yeah.
The apparition in the mirror.
Banal.
Did this seem like something that you might have read about in the papers? Well, you might have. The events took place.
Whoa! There you go. Good for you. Good for you.
Right? I needed that. Okay.
Wow, good one. Okay, we're 30 for 36.
30 and 35.
I think. That's right, yeah.
All right, you're ahead by 5.
Right. Okay.
We have all of the rest we agree on. So that was my only chance to catch up with a point, and that I took advantage of it.
Woo!
All right. Your go here. No, that was it. That's all I could do. The rest of this I don't care about. I can't catch up. I can't lose.
Well, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Electric chair is a guy on death row. He essentially he's innocent. He's pled his innocence, but they couldn't repeal it.
So he goes to the electric chair, and they try to hook him up. They turn the switch, don't go on, and they try it again, don't go on. So he gets a 24-hour reprieval, and all of a sudden, the time where the electric shock was supposed to flow through his body, they arrested the true killer, and that's the episode basically. That's it. There's nothing more to this episode. Like, that is it.
It's the guy from one of my favorite movies, Cabin in the Woods.
Cabin in the Woods.
The guy who plays the gas station attendant who keeps calling in.
Dark tide falling.
Their blood will flow. Like, he just keeps creeping them out. He's like, all right then. All right. Bradley Whitmore just fucks with them. It's great.
Yeah. Hilarious stuff.
Flawless movie, if you ask me. So he gets saved by electricity not working. Who cares? You said fact, I said fact. We agree with the rest of them, so I won't say the difference.
All right, let's
we
see
both
what
said
happens.
Fact. And what about the condemned?
Give it to me, Jimmy.
From certain death.
We're more going like for the efficiency overall at this point for the rest of the episode.
Right.
A chair that wouldn't work.
Oh, we did call that guy Dan Larroquette.
John Larroquette.
He looks like Dan Aykroyd and John Larroquette combined.
Yes. Yeah.
Did this story seem impossible to you? Congratulations. It's total fiction. Vicky?
Wow.
Damn it, Dick.
What a bunch of bullshit. Fuck this show.
I will say I was guessing that they would have 4 to 5 true ones here because it's the first episode. I got a feeling I'm going to be wrong here, but let's see. On the Road, which I guess I'll describe. This one's real simple.
Yes.
Have you seen Ring-a-Ding Girl from the Twilight Zone? Season 5, episode 17, something like that. It's the mom's a singer, and her husband is her manager, and he's sitting at home at his piano desk, and he's taking phone calls for his wife's gigs, and his daughter works for him, and they're handling her affairs, not literally, but her business. And then they get a call, and he's like, "Oh, meet you where? Okay, I'll be there." And then he shows up at this place that you're seeing on screen now. And then the daughter shows up there, and they find their name carved into a thing, into a booth. And the daughter finds some jewelry. And then he gets the phone call that we've been waiting for the whole time, because we knew where this is going, that she was dead the whole time. But it takes way too long to describe what happened, and I didn't give a shit. Fuck this family.
Yeah.
They're probably better off without her, honestly. I don't think they'll even notice.
The insurance money was through the roof, and the sales of the albums are going to triple because she's dead.
Oh my God. If
If
she would have waited a few years to die when the internet really was peaking, like she died just in the beginning.
No,
She died right at the right time when they would buy the CDs straight up. So they would buy not only the singles, but the CD on top of that. So you're talking $17 per ride. That's better than iTunes.
She would have made more money. I think
it depends on how they would handle it. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So either way, this family's fine. And
just
I didn't
no
care that she was
hologram
dead
of her
because
Tupac.
we never met her. She never had a line of dialogue
No.
other than singing. I don't care.
No.
What a weird way to tell a story.
If this one ends up being real, though, I'm going to strangle James Brolin.
Then there was the story of the family brought together by a message that may have come from the other side.
Oh, we both said fiction, by the way.
We both said fiction. It has to be.
Yeah.
It has to
I
be.
forgot to do that for the last story.
This one had too much going. It was too long. There was too much story in it.
Too sentimental. Too much of a ripoff of Ring-a-Ding Girl.
Yeah, it has to be fake.
What's up, man? What kind of accident? Is Vicky okay? Just tell me what happened.
513.
Did this story seem to be real? Did you think it was based on truth?
Nope. He's about to say no.
No.
This time, it's fiction.
Yeah, see that. There we go. Feel good about that, Jack. 36.
We both need that after last week where you got 2 right and I got 1 right.
Ooh, that was a bad one. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I say last week, but it was probably a month ago now.
6 months ago.
Yeah. All right. So, number 1 with the bullet. This is all you.
Oh yeah, this one's great.
So, this one is called Number 1 with a Bullet. It is a woman
has a husband that's a cop, and he is it's his 30th anniversary or whatever. She buys him tickets to France, so she wants to surprise him on their anniversary. So she goes to the house, and oh my God, he's having an affair with another cop.
His trainee.
She gets mad. She gets the gun out because she's pissed off.
And then the other girl goes, "No, stop!" She pulls out her gun, and then the husband and wife fight over the gun. The gun goes off, kills the wife, and then the husband gets away with murder. Well, manslaughter.
Clearly not malicious, but it was unfortunate, and the optics are not good. But he wasn't like, "I'm going to murder my fucking wife right now." No.
Right. It just happened that way magically. And then they got married. These people end up getting married.
Oh, you forgot.
What?
Before they got married.
Well, no, the friend who's telling the story was so pissed off she went and she shot at him while he's mowing his lawn. She hits a tree, missing him, so the bullet is embedded in the tree, and he doesn't even hear it. Literally goes off next to his head, and he doesn't hear anything.
The second that happened, we predicted what would happen.
Yeah.
We put it together 50-50. That was very much because I said he's going to get shot with that bullet after a while, and you said chainsaw, and it was perfect. It just laid his plan in front of us, and we're like, that's what we said.
Because it was his wife. It was the wife in his tree that had the carving in it.
Yeah.
And the new wife was like, "I don't want that tree there anymore. Can you cut it down?" "Okay, honey." and he goes and he chainsaws it, and then he hits the bullet and it ricochets and goes into his heart. And they got first they thought it was a heart attack, but then they saw the blood
And they wheeled him off, and he was dead.
Because
So he got his karma. Karma.
Because when you want to chainsaw down a giant tree in your yard, you do no preparation, you cut off no branches, you tether the tree in no way so that it falls favorably. You just start cutting about waist high. And then you have to cut out a giant stump. This isn't how you cut out a tree, folks. The guy's an idiot from get-go here. Whatever. He has a bunch of cop buddies. Why don't they all come over and, help him heave-ho the fucking tree? Let's anchor this thing down in a direction that way it falls not on your fence or your house.
You don't mow another man's lawn. That's what I learned from True Detective. Rewatch that this week.
Well, this man is mowing everyone's lawn, so
don't you mow another man's lawn. It's all you stay out of my fucking yard, Rust.
All right. You said
Let's
fact.
find
I
out.
Said fact.
And how about
I
our
hope
tale
we're
of
right
the
on this
wronged
one.
wife, the philandering husband, and the avenging bullet?
The avenging bullet.
Look where he starts cutting.
Yeah,
She's
it's
right
ridiculous.
there. What is her plan?
Move it with your mind, honey.
But think about the side he's cutting on is the side it's going to fall down on. That's where she is.
Yeah.
What is the plan here?
I know how to cut down trees.
Did you think this story was false? You're absolutely wrong. The bullet did find its mark.
Oh my God, he actually kind of sold me there.
Yeah, good one.
Frakes can't do that.
There we go. We got 2 on us today.
I got 3.
Whatever.
All right. My turn, right? This one's real easy. All the episodes are real easy today, but a woman keeps having a dream of a house, and then they find that dream house, and they buy that dream house. It ends up being she's the ghost that's haunting it that gives her the dream house. That's it, right? Am I missing anything?
A Night Gallery episode, yes.
Oh, yes, and it's also presented by Flowtard.
Yes, Flowtard Real Estate. So now we got to look at all these episodes again. Anytime there's a real estate a real estate contractor, we got to see if there's a Flowtard sign.
I'm going to add that to the top of my notes here.
Flowtard.
On belief, Flowtard real.
Beyond Flowtard.
Question mark. All right, we did get some vibes of Freddy's Nightmares in this one.
Yes, we did.
And it did have some vibes of the one where the woman's has dreams that the mom buried money inside sewed in money inside the quilt.
Yes.
We did call up a number of things from the show and different shows, and I didn't give a shit. We both said fiction.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Guys, it's a fucking Night Gallery episode.
Of the couple who were searching for their dream house and found something totally unexpected.
Fiction.
I'd like you to meet the young couple who bought your homes.
You're the ghost.
It's you.
Where do I know her from?
I thought it was Talia Shire.
It does. Okay, that's it.
I think it looks like Talia Shire.
That's what it is. Thank you. That was driving me nuts.
It looks like her stand-in, probably.
You're the ghost.
Do you think that you've got this one figured out? Did the events take place?
No.
Yes, they did. So how did you do at separating the real from the unreal tonight? 3 of our stories were inspired by actual events, and 2 were complete works of fiction.
3 and 2. You were 2 and 3.
Yeah, that works.
I caught up a point.
Yay.
Which means if we disagree on all of them and I'm right every single time, next time I catch up.
Well, there you go. That's not gonna
We
happen.
hope you found tonight's stories both entertaining and thought-provoking.
Didn't.
And the next time you
No.
sense something is an absolute lie, at least take a moment to consider it might just be strange truth. Good night.
Like my career.
His symbol is so phallic. It's
Big old
ridiculous.
cock and balls right there.
You
I
have
have a
cock and
hole
balls
in my
and your
balls.
name
I
is
died
Dick
of
Clark.
prostate cancer. Dick
It's
Clark
insane.
Productions. Man.
All right.
Like had
I will
nothing
say
for money.
this. Because this is really the first time we talk about this show as an actual show, because it's the first episode. I see why watching this show stuck around for a while. Because it's not bad quality. It's interesting premise that you don't really see that much. It only lasted 4 seasons, and then for some reason, Germany, like David Hasselhoff, Germany just fell in love with it. And they have their own spin-off of it.
Beyond
Which we need
belief,
to get a hold of those.
Holocaust, fiction,
Fiction.
all fiction.
Hitler.
History is lies.
Hero.
What?
Kanye West, hero.
Kanye West hosts the new series now.
So you have 37 out of 60. You're at 62%. I'll round up.
That's passing.
I have 32 out of
That's an F.
60. 53.
Ooh, that's a bad F.
Fuck you. 62 to 53%.
You gotta go to summer school for Beyond Belief. That's right.
Oh my God. God, what would that be?
No colleges was going to accept your transcripts. You couldn't figure
You
those
know what,
out.
though?
We don't want you.
We're both over 50%, which is more what matters.
Yes.
We've been fooled
for
less. Well, he's only done 7 out of 3.5 episodes, so the math gets a little tricky there.
That's
15,
unfair.
16,
Even on the
17.
curve, he's failed. The curve
So I'll do the math here.
failed.
7 divided by 17. He's at 41%.
Yeah, retard.
Jared
retard.
did 1 episode out of 4 out of 5. So there you go, 80%.
He's the top of the class, really.
But he didn't get enough to, I was at 80% of the first episode, I think, and then just yeah.
Well, they lie to you, they trick you. It's all smoke and mirrors.
Liars.
Because even if you think you're good at this, at the
You're
end
not.
it kind of averages out.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like I think we'll be around 50% by the time we're done with this.
Because that Night Gallery episode, I guess, was based on a true story then.
Yeah, apparently. So just because you recognize the story doesn't mean it wasn't true, because On the Road was fiction and I recognized it. Dreamhouse we recognized, but that was fact. So how do you differentiate is beyond me, beyond belief, I'd say.
I don't know.
37 to 32. Let's get out of here. I love this show. I'm so glad we're still doing this because
it's a fun way to spend a Friday night.
It is interesting.
Who needs pussy when you got Beyond Belief Factor Fiction?
Jonathan Frakes doesn't need it.
Jonathan Frakes and James Brolin.
James Brolin's got enough. He's
two of the hottest men from the 90s.
We will be back for Beyond Belief. I don't have a time. Oh, I do want to show real quick. Moonface. We talked about him.
Yes.
The girl from the
the
diner one reminded me of this guy. His name is Mac Tonight.
Bad Moon Advertising. Look at that.
Yeah.
What an era.
You need to be a certain age to understand this reference.
I remember that.
But it was...
Talk about haunting your fucking dreams.
Yeah.
With this image.
It was such a weird time. And you could buy like the toys that came in your Happy Meal were that guy.
Yeah.
Like I look at Mac Tonight. Happy, like there's him on a motorcycle.
Yeah.
I still remember the toys. Here he is. Wow.
Yeah, look at that. Oh my God.
Look at literally what I just said. Found it right away. Okay. I remember those.
Look at that.
Yeah. Playing.
Look at that. Wow.
What a weird campaign that is never coming back. Thank Christ. Some things just
that's
end
where you're
for
wrong.
a reason.
So hey, it'll come back. You think it won't? It'll come back.
He got arrested, my friend.
God. Doug Jones is perfectly normal. Kind of.
Mac Tonight, he's dead. He got arrested.
Mac Tonight, he got arrested. He killed himself because he was sad and alone.
Weird Al Yankovic killed himself because he was sad and alone. That's from King of the Hill.
I feel like that's how that Weird Al movie ends that I have not seen yet.
I heard it's fantastic. I really want to see it.
Me too.
I heard it's hilarious.
Yeah.
I do want to see it.
I love myself from Danny Radcliffe. Roku TV.
The Roku set up. I don't know how you can get it.
I have a Roku TV, so I just turn it on. I think that I just watch it. I don't know.
It's on there. Yeah, that's the point, right?
It's free.
It's on there.
All right. Until next time. And in the meantime, Phoenix West.
Dick Dicketta.
So long, James Brolin May your dick never dry, sir.